I am the proud mother of a 36-year-old young man with severe cerebral palsy. And a day does not go by when I don't think about what did I do when I was pregnant with him that might have caused the hydrocephalus that has so impacted his life. So please do not suggest that anybody in this body of either political party doesn't want to know what the cause of autism is.
All right, welcome back to GMA3. That was New Hampshire Senator Maggie Hassan and Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s confirmation hearing. The Democratic lawmaker emotionally recounting how false links between vaccines and autism have impacted her and other mothers.
Now, RFK Jr., who has come under fire for false claims that vaccines cause autism, has passed that key Senate vote. He is one step closer to leading the Department of Health and Human Services. And here to discuss is Senator Maggie Hassan. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Good to see you.
Thanks for having me on.
And we just heard you talking about your own personal journey as a mother and your son. Why did you decide to share that story?
Look, it was really important to me at that moment in the hearing to kind of bring us all back to the common ground that we have and to really make people think about the fact that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. in that hearing had so divided our panel that we had at least one Republican senator questioning whether Democrats wanted to know the true cause of autism. And that is the problem, of course, with the nominee for Health and Human Services Secretary, Mr. Kennedy, who is so interested in politicizing science and is so willing to spread misinformation that it will not only further divide Americans, but it could really harm the health of so many of our people.
And can you elaborate on that? I mean, the fact that he refuses to acknowledge that vaccines don't cause autism, just again, how dangerous is that moving forward, especially if he becomes the health secretary?
Well, let me just, for all of your viewers, people should know that there was a study in the late 1990s of 12 children that the author said suggested a link between vaccines and autism. Since that time, 7 studies in every continent, many, many more subjects have really completely refuted that earlier study to the point it was retracted. So there is no science that says there is any link between vaccines and autism. We are making progress in studying autism, and we are getting closer and closer to understanding the cause. But Mr. Kennedy, as Secretary of Health and Human Services, would have the power to stop funding that research. He would have the power to continue to spread misinformation. And when I asked him about another critical drug for the American people, something called mifepristone, which about half of the women who need abortions use for something called medication abortion. He said he wasn't sure that the science was settled on whether mifepristone was safe. That has been settled for like 20 years. Dozens and dozens of studies tell us that mifepristone is safe and effective. But Mr. Kennedy will have the power, if he is in fact confirmed, to spread misinformation about that, withdraw approvals for the way it is prescribed and who can access it, among many, many other things. Health and Human Services has an impact over the lives and health of every single American. And in addition to my concerns about Mr. Kennedy's cynicism about science and his willingness to spread misinformation and politicize our health, people should understand that he will be working for an administration that is suggesting drastic cuts to Medicaid and Medicare, critical services, especially when you talk about Medicaid, critical services that help disabled children in their homes. It helps disabled adults who want to live a full life. Medicaid funds nursing home care for our seniors. He isn't familiar with those programs, but he's also pledging to go to work for a president and do what President Trump says to cut those services.
All right, New Hampshire Senator Maggie Hassan. Maggie, thank you very much. We appreciate it, and thanks a lot for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me on. Take care, everybody.